Today we're gonna make a great fresh dessert named Almond Polenta Cake with lemon and orange flavors. So we're gonna need some lemon and oranges. We're gonna start by peeling them. I suggest using a veggie peeler because you can get way more zest out of them this way. Using the vegetable peeler should be easy enough. And yes, you will gonna have some of that white part, but don't worry, we're gonna remove it later with a knife. We just need a sharp smaller knife to remove this. I know I have too much zest, but we can use it later by drying them in the oven and make lemon pepper or some dried orange for other sweets. You're gonna need to cut this as small as you can. You won't get them as fine as using a grater, but just chop them over and over until you get really small cubes and it should be fine for our cake. Now we also gonna need to have the juice of a lemon and an orange. So yeah, squeeze that juice and store it until we're gonna use it a little later. By the way, I would really appreciate if you'd subscribe and like the video. After we did that, separate the eggs. Use your preferred method to separating them. I prefer putting the egg in my hand and leaving the whites separate themselves. Use the bigger bowl for the whites. Now I use a kitchen robot for this. You can use an electric hand mixer, but it will be a little harder. Anyway, mix the butter and the sugar for around 6-7 minutes. Be sure the butter is room temperature, mine was a little cold. After that, we're gonna add the egg yolks and mix again for 1-2 minutes. Don't forget to scrape the sides, of course. Now it's time for the Greek yogurt. 3 teaspoons of lemon and orange zest, lemon and orange juice, mix like 4 teaspoons of it, vanilla extract, and mix. Be sure to scrape the sides again and continue to mix for 1-2 more minutes. In another bowl we need polenta, ground almonds and 3 tablespoons of cornstarch. Tiny whisk action and let's move on to the egg whites. We need a hand mixer for this, a whisk or a kitchen robot. You need to beat the egg whites until stiff peaks form, or until it won't fall from the bowl. Now we're gonna add the dry ingredients over the wet ones and mix. Use a wooden spoon or a spatula, it's harder with a whisk. Incorporate the egg whites. You can add all of it at once and just fold nice and easy, but don't stress yourself over this. Just take your time. When you don't see any more egg whites, it's done. Take a cake form. It is really important to have that hole in the middle because you get more browning and crisp edges that are really delicious. Butter the pan and add parchment paper on it. We use the butter for the edges and to keep the parchment paper in place. I don't know if you can use non-stick spray or anything like that. The cake is pretty fragile and you can ruin it like I did when I didn't use the parchment paper. I don't know if you can use non-stick spray or anything like that. The cake is pretty fragile and you can ruin it like I did when I didn't use parchment paper. Yep, this one failed me. Or I failed the cake, I don't know, at least it was still delicious. So yeah, I would use parchment paper for this cake. Add the cake little by little or all at once. I was afraid to not spill over because I do that sometimes. Use a spatula to even it out as much as you can. Cook it at 180-185 degrees Celsius for around 45-15 minutes. Fan off. You need to do a toothpick test for this. When it comes clean, it's ready. Meanwhile, we're gonna prepare a syrup, lemon juice and sugar. The quantities are in the intro. Just boil them together over medium heat until the sugar melts. Now take a toothpick again and stab your cake here and there. When the cake is a little warm, add the syrup. You don't have to add all of it, but at least try to use half of it. Now let the cake sit in the fridge overnight. Really important to let it overnight. Before getting it out of the fridge, let's make the glaze. I mix powdered sugar with lemon juice. Again, I don't have an exact quantities for this and I don't know why. I promise that the next time I'll make some, I'm gonna try to measure it. This is just too easy to make and you have to eyeball it. Use powdered sugar and add lemon juice little by little and mix. You need to get a runny consistency like this. You just can't go wrong with this stuff. We should use a knife to break those stuck edges carefully and make sure it's not stuck on the bottom. If you use parchment paper, you shouldn't have problems. But the cake can sometimes leak near the parchment paper and still have stuck bits. After some knife action, this came out beautifully. Let the artist in you pour the glaze on it. Add as much or as little as you'd like to have. It has lemon juice on it and the cake is super fresh, so don't worry about adding too much, it won't be oversweet. Time to cut a piece. Slowly revealing it, and again, just look at that nice color. The crumbly texture on this cake makes it worth your time. The cake has a really great fresh taste and it works amazing as anytime dessert, but especially in the summer as you should eat this cold. I'm glad that's how this turned out and I hope you're gonna try this recipe. I'm here every week, so consider leaving a like, subscribe and hit the bell for notifications. Maybe even a share as it will help me a lot. Thank you for watching and see you next time.